Right. So get this. We are diving deep today into Sabrina Carpenter's tour dates. And it's a little more than just your typical tour announcement.
Yeah, it's really interesting because she's actually extending her short and sweet tour. And get this, it's because of huge demand. So it's not just a victory lap. It's a full-on celebration.
Okay, so why is this such a big deal? First off, she just dominated at the 2025 Brit Awards, won 5 awards, including Best Pop Vocal Album and Best Pop Solo Performance.
Verspresso.
Talk about momentum, right?
Exactly. And she is riding that wave. And this tour extension is a brilliant move to capitalize on all of it. She just wrapped up her 33-date North American tour last year.
Yeah.
And people want more.
Yeah, they're like, we need more Sabrina.
Wow.
Speaking of more Sabrina, those multi-night runs at Madison Square Garden in New York and Crypto.com Arena in LA are crazy.
3 nights in each.
3 nights in each venue. That's some serious star power.
Oh, it's not just star power. It's strategic, brilliance.
Ooh, I like that.
These venues are in massive markets with proven high engagement for her. So this isn't just about putting on a show. It's about maximizing her reach and her impact.
Ooh, I love that take. So it's like a calculated chess move? Let's not forget about the European leg of the short and sweet tour because that's already happening.
It is in full swing.
It kicked off in Dublin on March 3rd, right?
Yeah, March 3rd. And she's going to London, Manchester, Glasgow, Birmingham.
Wow.
Busy schedule.
The European fans must be going wild, I bet.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so let's go back to North America. This extension includes Pittsburgh, Nashville, Toronto, in addition to those mega shows in New York and LA.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about those cities? Anything that's whoa?
Well, they've obviously picked markets where she has a really strong following. But what's also interesting is the timing, They're spread out so that she can hit different regions without oversaturating any one market.
That's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that. Now let's talk about the supporting acts because this lineup is amazing. We've got Olivia Dean and Amber Mark for the whole tour, and then we've got Raven Lenae joining for select dates.
I am impressed with this lineup. It's not just about finding artists that complement Sabrina's style.
Yeah.
But it's really strategic synergy.
Right.
These are all up-and-coming artists with their own dedicated fan bases.
Exactly. And this is where it gets really interesting because it's almost like a cross-pollination of audiences, fans of Olivia Dean or Amber Mark or Raven Lenae might discover Sabrina and vice versa. So it's like a win-win for everybody.
Precisely. And don't underestimate the power of introducing new music to existing fans.
Right.
It expands our musical horizons and it creates a more dynamic concert experience.
This reminds me of when I saw Harry Styles a couple of years ago, and he brought Casey Musgraves as his opening act. I had never really listened to her music before, and I was blown away. I became an instant fan.
That is a perfect example of how these strategic pairings can work. It's about creating moments of discovery for the audience. And who knows, maybe some of these fans will become lifelong devotees of all the artists on the bill.
It's like a musical chain reaction. Okay, so before we get into the ticket pre-sale details, there's one more exciting thing we have to unpack.
The deluxe edition of Short and Sweet.
Are we talking about the Dolly Parton collab? Because, wow, that is a power move. A reimagined version of Please, Please, Please featuring Dolly Parton. I mean, talk about expanding your reach.
That's exactly it. This collaboration is a brilliant way to tap into a whole new market, the world of country music. Dolly Parton brings instant credibility and a huge fan base. I'm
geeking out a little bit here because I'm a huge Dolly Parton fan, but
yeah,
even beyond my own personal fangirling, this is a seriously smart business move for Sabrina. It's like she's strategically planting seeds in different genres.
Exactly. And don't forget about streaming. Dolly Parton fans might discover Sabrina through this collaboration.
That's right.
And start exploring all of her other music. It's a ripple effect.
Okay, so let's switch gears for a minute and talk about those pre-sale ticket details because I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to snag their tickets. So what's the timeline looking like?
All right, get your calendars ready because it all starts this Saturday, March 4th, if you're a Cash App card user.
Okay.
You get first dibs at 10 a.m. local time.
Nice little perk for Cash App users. And then at 12 p.m. the same day, the Team Sabrina presale kicks off, and that's for those dedicated fans who have signed up for the exclusive access through her website or their fan club.
Exactly. And then for everyone else, general ticket sales open on March 7th at 10 a.m. local time. My advice, be ready. Tickets for her last tour sold out so fast.
Set your alarms, people. What about the pricing strategy for this tour?
It's a great question. And, it's a tricky one because ticket prices are always a very sensitive topic.
Yeah.
What I will say is that Sabrina seems to be striking a balance between accessibility and profitability.
Right. She wants to make sure her fans can afford to see her.
Right.
But she's also got to cover the costs
Right.
of putting on a large-scale production.
Yeah, it's a delicate dance, and it'll be interesting to see how the market responds.
For sure. But based on her previous tour success, I wouldn't be surprised if these shows sell out quickly.
Me neither.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. We've talked about tour dates, the venues, the opening acts, the Dolly Parton collaboration, ticket prices. Is there anything else that stands out to you about this whole tour announcement?
What stands out to me is Sabrina's evolution as a businesswoman.
Uh-huh.
She's not just this talented singer and performer. She's really a savvy entrepreneur who is building a brand and a legacy.
I totally agree. It's like she's playing 3D chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Okay, I think we've covered a lot of ground here in part one. Let's take a quick break and come back to delve even deeper into some of the specific tour dates and venues.
So let's map out this North American leg of the tour. All right, you ready for a musical road trip?
I am so ready. Hit me with those locations.
Okay, so first up is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where she kicks things off on October 23rd and 24th at the PPG Paints Arena. It's a great way to test the waters and build some momentum, before those bigger markets.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Start in a city with a solid fan base, but not quite a mega market. Allows her to really fine-tune the show before those high-pressure multi-night runs. Smart move.
And then she heads straight to the heart of it all, New York City.
Oh, yeah.
Sabrina's taking over Madison Square Garden for 3 nights, October 29th, 31st, and November 1st.
3 nights at MSG. That is a bold statement.
Oh, yeah.
I bet those tickets are going to be hot commodities.
Oh, absolutely. This is where the strategic planning really shines. New York is a global hub for music and entertainment. So scoring a 3-night residency at MSG, is a testament to her rising star power and the dedication of her fan base.
Okay, so after conquering New York, where does she go next? Don't tell me Nashville.
You got it. She's bringing her short and sweet vibes to Music City on November 4th and 5th at Bridgestone Arena.
I can already picture the energy in that venue.
Oh, yeah.
Nashville crowds are known for their passionate love of music.
Yes.
I've always wanted to see a show at Bridgestone Arena. It seems like the perfect venue for Sabrina's blend of pop and soul.
I agree. And then it's a quick trip north of the border to Toronto, Canada on November 10th and 11th.
Okay.
For 2 nights at Scotiabank Arena, this is another strategic move to tap into a diverse and enthusiastic fan base.
I love that she's hitting both the U.S. and Canada.
Right.
On this leg of the tour. It shows a commitment to connecting with fans all across North America.
Right. And let's not forget, Canada has a really thriving music scene.
Yeah.
So this could be a great opportunity for Sabrina to gain even more international recognition.
All right. So after Toronto, she heads to the West Coast, right, ending things with a bang in Los Angeles.
Yes. The grand finale takes place in the City of Angels. Sabrina wraps up the North American leg with another 3-night extravaganza.
Wow.
This time it's at Crypto.com Arena, and the dates are November 20th, 22nd, and 23rd.
3 nights at Crypto.com Arena. That is going to be epic.
Yeah.
I wonder if she'll have any special guests or surprises planned for those LA shows.
That's a great question. And knowing Sabrina,
Yeah.
and her penchant for creativity, I wouldn't be surprised if she had something up her sleeve.
Yeah, looking at this list of cities and venues, I'm just struck by how thoughtfully planned it all seems. Like she's not just hitting random spots on the map.
Right.
She's strategically targeting markets where she knows her fans are.
Absolutely. And remember, she's not doing this alone,
Right.
There's a whole team behind her analyzing data and, crunching numbers and making sure every aspect of this tour is optimized for maximum impact.
It's like a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of teams, let's circle back to those opening acts. I have a feeling Olivia Dean, Amber Mark, and Raven Lenae are going to steal the show some nights.
Oh, they're all incredibly talented artists in their own right. And I think, their diverse styles are going to complement Sabrina's music perfectly. It's like a musical tapestry with each artist adding their own unique thread.
I love that analogy. And don't you think it's cool that Sabrina is using her platform to showcase other rising stars? Like she's paying it forward and helping to create a more inclusive and supportive music community?
It definitely speaks to her character and her commitment to really, lifting up other artists. And it also benefits her in the long run, building strong relationships in the industry. That's essential for longevity and continued success.
Okay, I can't let this moment pass without gushing a little more about that Dolly Parton collaboration. Please, please, please. Featuring Dolly Parton is on repeat in my head. Such a catchy tune. and their voices just blend so beautifully together.
I agree. It's a stroke of genius from a creative and a business perspective. The song is a gem, but the collaboration really elevates it to another level.
It's like a musical collision of two worlds that somehow creates something new and magical.
And don't forget the ripple effect.
Yes.
Dolly Parton has such a fiercely loyal fan base that spans generations. So this collaboration introduces Sabrina to a whole new demographic who might not have been familiar with her music before.
Exactly. It's a win-win for both artists. Okay. Before we get too carried away with our Dolly Parton fangirling, let's shift gears back to the practical stuff, ticket pre-sales.
Right. Remember, it all starts this Saturday, March 4th. Cash App card users get early access at 10 a.m. local time.
Yes.
Followed by the Team Sabrina presale at 12 p.m.
And then general sales open up on March 7th at 10 a.m. local time.
Correct.
I have a feeling those tickets are going to fly.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some venues selling out during the presale. I mean, the demand is there.
Oh, yeah. With all this talk about tour dates and collaborations and pre-sales, I'm starting to feel like I need to book a flight and catch one of these shows myself.
I know what you mean. It's contagious, isn't it?
It is.
Sabrina's music just makes you want to get up and dance and sing along, you know?
Yes.
Just embrace the joy of the moment.
It's like a musical reminder to let loose, have fun, connect with other people who share your love of music.
And there's something really special about experiencing that energy in a live setting. You know, it's a shared experience, a collective celebration of music.
Okay, I'm sold. I need to snag some tickets before they're all gone.
Smart move before they're all gone is... Right now, before we move on, let's touch on one more detail. The merchandise, any speculation on what we might see?
Ooh, yes. Merch is such a fun part of the concert experience.
Yeah.
You know, it's a way for fans to express their love for the artist and just take a piece of the magic home with them.
And from a business perspective, it's a significant revenue stream for artists, you know?
Right.
So I wonder if Sabrina will have any limited edition items or collaborations with other designers.
That would be amazing. I'm picturing like stylish hoodies, graphic tees with lyrics from her songs, maybe even some accessories like hats or tote bags.
And don't forget about the tour posters. You know, those are always a collector's item.
All right. I think we've officially covered all the bases on this tour. We've talked about the dates, the venues, the opening acts, the Dolly Parton collab, the ticket pre-sales, and even the merch.
I think we've given our listeners all the information they need to become Sabrina Carpenter tour experts.
Agreed. But before we wrap things up, I think it's important to step back and consider the bigger picture. Sabrina's tour planning, you know, the Dolly Parton collab, even the choice of opening acts. They all point to something really interesting happening in the music industry.
You're right. It's not just about making music anymore. It's about building a brand, creating an experience, and connecting with fans in really meaningful ways.
Exactly. And Sabrina is a master at this. She's not just a talented musician.
Yeah. She's
a savvy businesswoman who really understands the power of strategy and collaboration. Let's delve into this in part 3. All right. So we've covered like all the exciting details of Sabrina Carpenter's upcoming tour. But like we hinted at, there's a bigger picture here that's worth exploring.
Yeah, absolutely. Sabrina's career trajectory, particularly with this tour and the Dolly Parton collab, you know, it reveals some key trends shaping the modern music industry.
Okay, I'm all ears. Break it down for me. What are we seeing here that's so significant?
Well, what's so fascinating is how artists are evolving into multifaceted brands. It's no longer enough to just make great music, you know?
Right.
Artists like Sabrina are creating these immersive experiences for their fans, encompassing everything from, you know, the music releases to the visuals to the social media engagement and, of course, the live performances.
Right. It's like they're building their own little mini empires.
Exactly.
And they're using every tool at their disposal to connect with fans on a deeper level.
Exactly. And social media plays a huge role in this evolution. You know, platforms like TikTok and Instagram and Twitter allow artists to directly engage with fans, build hype for new releases, you know, offer behind-the-scenes glimpses into their lives, and even solicit feedback.
Yeah, it's a two-way street for sure. Fans feel more connected and involved, and artists gain valuable insights into what their audience wants. It's a win-win.
And this symbiotic relationship translates into stronger loyalty and ultimately more success. Think about it. Engaged fans are more likely to, you know, stream an artist's music, buy merchandise, attend concerts, spread the word to their friends.
Yeah, it's like a snowball effect.
Exactly.
And speaking of connecting with fans, let's circle back to the strategic choice of opening acts for Sabrina's tour. You know, Olivia Dean, Amber Mark, and Raven Lenae. They're not just talented artists.
Right.
They each bring their own dedicated fan bases to the table.
That's a crucial point. It's a brilliant way to cross-pollinate audiences. Fans of one artist might discover another and become new fans, widening the reach for everyone involved. It's like a musical ecosystem where everyone benefits from collaboration.
I love that analogy. It's like a symbiotic relationship in the music world.
Right.
And it makes the concert experience even richer for the audience they get to discover new music and broaden their musical horizons.
Precisely. And it showcases Sabrina's commitment to supporting other artists, which resonates positively with fans and strengthens her image as a genuine and generous figure in the industry.
Okay, so we've talked about the branding aspect, the social media connection, the strategic use of opening acts. What other trends are you seeing emerging in the music industry, particularly in relation to Sabrina's career moves?
Well, one trend that's been gaining momentum is the resurgence of collaborations.
Yes.
And Sabrina's partnership with Dolly Parton is a prime example.
Oh, absolutely. That collaboration is like a masterclass in expanding your reach and tapping into new markets. It's like a bridge between generations and genres, bringing together fans of both artists.
And it's mutually beneficial. Sabrina gains exposure to Dolly's massive and loyal fan base, while Dolly gets to connect with a younger generation of music lovers. It's a win-win.
And it speaks to the power of nostalgia, and the enduring appeal of artists like Dolly Parton. She's an icon who transcends generations.
Exactly. And Sabrina cleverly leverages that iconic status to elevate her own profile and broaden her appeal. It's a smart move.
Speaking of smart moves, let's not forget about the release of the deluxe edition of Short and Sweet.
Right.
Adding new tracks, including the Dolly Parton collab, keeps the album fresh and in the conversation, even months after its initial release.
That's another savvy strategy. In today's fast-paced music landscape, it's crucial to keep the momentum going. So releasing a deluxe edition with bonus tracks and collaborations is a great way to, reignite interest and attract new listeners.
And it gives fans a reason to revisit the album and discover hidden gems they might have missed the first time around.
And let's not underestimate the impact on streaming numbers. Every stream counts in today's music economy.
Right.
And a deluxe edition can give an album a significant boost.
Yeah, it's like a second wind for the album's lifespan. Okay, so we've talked about the evolution of artists into brands, the power of social media, the strategic use of collaborations and opening acts, and the importance of keeping the momentum going. What does all of this mean for the future of music?
Well, I think we can expect to see even more innovation and creativity in how artists connect with their fans. We might see more immersive concert experiences, virtual reality meet and greets, and even personalized content tailored to individual fans' preferences.
Wow, that's exciting.
Right.
It seems like the possibilities are limitless, and Sabrina Carpenter is at the forefront of this evolution.
Absolutely. She's a trailblazer, and I'm excited to see what she does next. She's not afraid to experiment and push boundaries and embrace new technologies.
All right, I think we've thoroughly unpacked the significance of Sabrina Carpenter's upcoming tour and the broader trends it reflects. But before we go, I want to leave our listener with one final thought to ponder.
Go for it. I'm always up for a thought-provoking takeaway.
As you listen to Sabrina Carpenter's music, or any artist for that matter, think about the story they're telling, the connections they're building, and the impact they're having on the world of music is more than just entertainment. It's a powerful force that can move us, inspire us, and bring us together.
Beautifully said. I couldn't agree. More music has the power to transcend boundaries, ignite emotions, and create lasting memories.
So embrace the music, support the artists you love, and never stop exploring the incredible world of sound. And who knows, maybe we'll see you at one of Sabrina Carpenter's shows.